Hi everyone, my name's Cora Vasseur, and this is my essay called Meeting Pete. When I saw Pete Wentz will be signing books at Anderson Books in Naperville, time stopped for a second as a debate flew high in the air. Pete Wentz is a bass player and semi-frontman of a band called Fall Out Boy. When else are you going to meet him? You're not going to meet him. You'll be in the same room with the potential. You'll be invisible, a fly on the wall. Unless you get a book signed, then you'll be less than 2 feet away. Then you'll be spending money trying to meet him, and is that worth it? When that money could and should be going towards your credit card debt. And besides, you don't even like him. Yeah, but I know people who do. People whose eyes will bug and mouths will drop when they find out who I met, and I'd like to see what happens when I meet a rock star. I've met people who have changed the world, changed policies, improved daily life, and encouraged and made it possible for people to use their voices. I've met people who have set Olympic records and NHL records, legends who travel in packs because they're flocked by fans. I wanted to meet someone who was in my iPod. I wanted to meet someone in an internationally known band where I knew where they were coming from because my high school competed against their high school. When they talked about Chicago, I knew what venues they were talking about, what late-night eateries they crashed, and what they had to do to get there. Fall Out Boy is a band that both inspires me and infuriates me, empowers me and racks me with an insecurity I didn't know was possible, from my mind, body, and spirit. They make me dance and want to rip the head off the next person I see. Their music makes me dream and make me feel sorry for myself. Makes me feel like an outsider, a loser, so uncool and hopeless, don't even try. It's the fans mostly. They irritate me because some of them are so fake and translucent, unlike me, who's always authentic and alabaster. They'd be there, the fans. Joie de Vivre was winning until Fear saw the event was on a Tuesday. Your favorite TV show was on a Tuesday. You'd have to miss it to meet Pete, and there's no guarantee you will meet Pete. There were a couple other arguments, like it was February and snowy. I can chalk it up to research because I write about musicians. I don't know why I write about bands and musicians. I don't really know what's going on. So who better to inform me than a bass player and producer who's toured for 7 years and won a Grammy? That's one of those plans that's a disaster from the get-go. Just count the casualties now and start writing letters to families because most of them are not coming home from the mission, so why enact it? Because I actually considered staying home and watching TV. When I realized my favorite show was on, I actually felt a pull. Well, I can't go, my show's on. And that needed to change. It sounded like a really good idea, which should have been the tip-off. What a time for my intuition to step out for a mocha. I'm a competitive person and know how to get the best performance out of me. So, as I would when I competed in a new arena, I scoped out the area. I attended an event 1 week earlier, an evening with Dave Barry. This one will be more beneficial, I tell myself, because he's a humorist and I want to be a humorist. You have trial runs so you get the kinks out. I learned I needed to leave earlier to get down there. Even though I got to Naperville in the 35 minutes instead of 45, the bookstore is in a boutique strip mall, which translates to even more exclusive parking. Faced with this dilemma, I had one of two choices. Freak out and release anger, pitch a fit in my car that would help no one, or ignite my sense of humor that would give me patience to pursue all parking options. My sense of humor soon gave way to Chicago driving pride and aggression, triggered by suburban yuppies who thought Naperville was synonymous with Fifth Avenue, balancing their upturned noses with a kilter upturned arms, displaying bags of stuff. My third pass down the drag, I saw a sliver of a space on a side street. The parking spot next to it said small cars only, and one of those wind-up toy excuses of a car of the future made the space look roomy. I parked and got out. I had a small car. If a yuppie cop wrote me a ticket, my defense would be the sign was for the other space. The bookstore is the size of a walk-in closet, but better organized. I surveyed the premises. The speaker located up front, just off the magazines, in a little enclave where people could form around him. There was a nice crowd, 50 to 75 people. I was the youth block, but I often am at things I attend, and it doesn't mean anything. But the layout confirmed one of my greatest fears. Dave Barry was a man with thousands of fans and published regularly. Pete Wentz was a man with millions of fans, internationally, in a band returning from sabbatical. There was room to move with a nice little crowd, but not much. I felt sick as I pictured myself drowning in a sea of former emo kids. Former, because while the boys were on hiatus, they too changed. They grew up and got day jobs where second skin jeans and stalagmite hair didn't quite cut it. I'd still stick out like a sore thumb smashed with a hammer. I felt me start to get in my head, crawl in through the tiniest window like I was breaking into someone's treehouse. I'd sit there and watch everyone else. This was with pretentious adults. Next week I had pretentious kids who were now young adults, ones who really stripped me. I had a week to figure out how to face these demons. As if Dave Barry knew, or the universe was setting up some serious foreshadowing, he said something that resonated with me. He told this story about taking his daughter to a Justin Bieber concert. She was all excited and concerned about what she was going to wear and what Justin would think of her. "He doesn't know you exist," he told her, with much love. Reality, common sense, and rationality spoke the truth for my well-being and protection. "He doesn't know you exist," I heard. "You grew up in the same state, only single-digit miles away from each other. This isn't some romance or fairy tale. I just want you to know so you're ready." I heard this. I felt this. And I respected it. But I still found myself in camp with a soon-to-be 13-year-old as she replied to her father, "Not yet."